All right, what is up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Chris, and today I'm back with another video here today. So today I wanted to talk about a tweet that I put out earlier, and the reason I did this was because I genuinely do think some people, I have seen it a lot where there's like this whole like, oh well, they should just tank for Bedard, and like, how easy it is, or how people think how easy it is to tank. And again, I'm not trying to pick on anybody. It's just I kind of see it, and I personally don't really agree with it. I think there's a few things, going into this next season that obviously the Flyers have to be better in, and they want to be a better team, and I don't really think, trying to be a let's just say a bad team again is probably something that they want to do, right? I kind of look at this as, first of all, it's not that easy to tank, and it's not that easy to be bad. Now, it was a little easier in the sense last year for the Flyers because they were injured for most of the year and didn't have guys like Couturier, guys like Ellis, right? We've been over that list so many times now. But again, when you're looking at this team and you're looking at the forwards that they have, and again, just you're as of right now they're still negative in cap, but you have a couple things with LTIR, and you don't have Farabee to start the year and all that stuff. So I'm kind of curious. I've always been curious to kind of figure this out. I mean, how are the Flyers going to play next year? That is my main thing, is how are they going to play? Again, I really want them to kind of look at this like the Detroit Red Wings, and kind of look at this at how Detroit kind of has played the last handful of years. Last year, they were a fun team to watch. They weren't a great team. They improved in certain areas. They still had some tough losses where they ended up getting blown out in games. I believe they lost some games last year, like 9-2, 10-1, scores like that, right? And when you get blown out like that, that's embarrassing. So the Flyers have had losses like that these past handful of years, losing 9-2 last year, 9-0 the year before. And what you want to do is you want to try to wait for the perfect opportunity to pounce on that. And that's what the Detroit Red Wings did. They went out, they get guys like David Perron, Dominic Kubalik, Ben Sherratt. They went out and they did all these different moves, right? I can go on and on about what the Red Wings did this offseason, right? But you get my point. So they went out and they got all these different players, and now they look like a better team, right? And you still have Mo Seider, Dylan Larkin, all those guys, Lucas Raymond. So, look, the Red Wings are I believe they'll make the playoffs this year, but that's just me. But anyway, that's besides the point. That is what the Flyers need to do this year. They need to have a season where they improve. Not essentially like, make the playoffs. I don't know if they'll make the playoffs. We'll see what happens. But it would probably make more sense for them to miss this year. But on the opposite side of things, it probably would be better to kind of make the playoffs, because you kind of have to try to get some of the fans back, even though that doesn't make much sense to some people, and that may not be it might not be in your head, but that definitely is in management's head, right? So I kind of look at this in a couple of ways, because I don't think it's that easy for the Flyers to be that bad again. I mean, it's very hard to be that bad, right? Because if they're healthy, just eliminating injuries, they're a better team, and they would have been a better team last year if they had if they had all those players. So when you look at, right, I mean, I'm looking at this year. You're looking at bounce back seasons from Konechny, from Hayes, from Couturier, from Van Riemsdyk, the guys that at least were battling injury, bounce back, better seasons from them. Obviously the guys who are playing with injury, you can't really, you expect that for them to be healthy and to be able to produce. Last year you couldn't really expect Hayes to do much with all the injuries. Now I think you can. I think it's pretty slated in to be that guy and that center, and obviously Torts thinks of him that highly. Same thing with Couturier. Your Konechny is probably going to have a better season. He is going to have a better season. Not probably, he is. He's going to have to be able to come in next year and be able to and be ready to go. And, when you look at this team and you look at all these guys, right, I mean, they have guys who can score here. I've never thought that this team doesn't have talent. Again, you have Konechny, you have Atkinson, you have Farabee, you still have Lawton. As of right now, your younger players, your mix of guys like Tippett, Frost, Noah Cates, Wade Allison, those are the guys that you want to come in and actually I can add Cam York into that mix. Those are the guys that you want to come in And you want them to have solid years. I mean, not all of them are going to have great seasons, probably one or two, and certain guys will play better than the other, but you want those guys to come in and be able to produce. Again, I am not looking for this Flyers team this year to come out and be, just blow out the gate, right, and be amazing and just dominate all the time. I'm not looking for that. I'm just looking for a solid hockey team. They might lose games, but I'd rather them be competitive and lose. That's what I'm looking for. Again, I'm looking for an improvement season, not like a complete dumpster fire or even worse than last year just so we get number one. Because even if we are the worst team, that doesn't necessarily mean that we'll still even win the lottery and get the number one pick for Connor Bedard. Look, I think Connor Bedard is a fantastic player. I would absolutely love Connor Bedard on this team. But I think it's very hard for the Flyers to just sit there and be like, oh, yeah, well, let's just be bad again for Bedard. And I don't think any of these players want to go through that season again. I really don't. As much as everybody wants to say, like, I don't think any of these guys care who is anywhere close to the draft, especially in the Flyers where you're supposed to be kind of in that mix, right? Some of these guys are older. They don't really want to keep going through this stuff. So I kind of look at this as an improvement year. Try to make the playoffs. We'll see what happens. I don't know if they will. Again, because there's a lot of questions, right? I'm fine with the Flyers defense. I've talked about that. The goaltending, I'm a little skeptical with the backup, but I don't think it'll be that much of an issue once Sandstrom gets more games. But again, you're looking for an improvement this year, and I really want to kind of see it like a Red Wings type season where they have that that learning curve, but also be able to kind of bring back that identity and be able to kind of move forward with that. So again, if they can kind of do it like Detroit, and as of now, look at this team, be like, okay, let's put the past couple years in the past, and then let's just move on. And if that's how they look at it, then that's fine. But that's kind of how I see it for right now. Let me know what you guys think down low, what you think here for the Flyers. Because, again, I don't necessarily see this as a let's just be bad for Bedard. I just don't. It's not that easy. It really isn't. So let me know what you guys think below, and I will talk to you all again soon.
Shot, Giroux, he scores!